Hello, our visionary entrepreneurs, life changers. So happy to be with you today again. Today's Monday. Welcome back to our Momentum Monday. Every Monday we've been here 2 p.m. Eastern Time. It's so consistent, right? Today is already our 105 episode. And today, let's help you expand your life with your dreams. Are you ready? Are you ready? First, I want to ask you, congratulations if you are watching this either live or replay. That means you may still have dreams or you still are thinking about dreams, right? So let's congratulations because majority people, majority mediocre people, they do not even think about their dreams. So if you talk about dreams, it's like, that's like not realistic and it's like useless. They may tell you it's useless, right? Don't let that kind of environment. If you are surrounded by such kind of people who are not talking about dreams anymore, that means you should get a little bit distance from them, right? Instead, associate with people who still have dreams, who still have passions, right? So first I want to ask you, do you feel like many of you, right? I don't know your age, but it doesn't matter what the age. Sometimes I found like even senior people, they are more excited and passionate than some younger people. And some people even just in there, maybe teenagers or earlier teenagers, right? I know the babies are always happy, like unconsciously happy. But for like people when they get to the teenagers and they slow down, their life is not that colorful. They have this and that kind of stresses from life, from their environment, and they are losing their dreams. I just observed like even for teenagers like around let's say even after the 13 years old, the life could become like then conscious and also but it's tough realistic for them, right? I just felt like if you doesn't matter what kind of age, do you still do you still feel like you have dreams? Are you clear about it? Do you still have some dreams? I'm just very curious to learn. By the way, feel free to comment under the video, let me know. Okay, we can have some interactions because majority of people, like if you chat with them, they talk about the weathers, they talk about politics or whatever's going on, right? Pandemic, definitely a big topic. Health is a good topic. And all these kind of topics going on, or like technologies or like stock markets, right? All these kind of topics are realistic. It's good. But are you also talking about dreams? How many of you feel like you have some friends you could talk about your dreams? If you do not even have some friends you could talk about dreams, that means you need to build a new friend circle. Okay, if you only talk about what kind of food you eat today and what kind of good stuff you shop today and what kind of either a house or whatever, all this kind of thing, only talk about those materials instead of some real dream. I'm not saying that the materials and that could not be in your dream, right? Of course, we could dream about a fancy house, like a beautiful car, and I know many men like that. And you can talk about whatever fancy stuff you want, right? Materials, that's good. But then do you also have some like intangible dreams as well? Both tangible and intangible, right? The dreams that what kind of a person you want to become and what kind of things you want to do and what kind of things you want to learn, how like what kind of specific values you could contribute to the world, etc., right? How you could really expand, like instead of like expanding. Or are you, some of you maybe are thinking that when you look at your age, right, especially the older we become, and now I'm already like to my middle age, I would say officially middle age. And some of you may think, oh my god, my age is like this and every day I'm living, that means like I will live one more, like one day less, right, in this world. How many of you are thinking that way? Like it's like oh, you can almost like see the end of your life. For example, if you give your, I don't know how many of you give your own lifespan to be 120, even though like scientifically predicted that like human is totally possible for human to live to 120. But how many of you dare to like even imagine that you want to live to 120 or maybe even beyond, right? And I know that majority of people, they were just realistically thinking that they may live up to, let's say 90 something, even 90. People say, oh, that's like quite a longevity already, right? So majority of people limited their lifespan under 100. So just be honest with each other, okay? And so when they are thinking about it, let's say, 95 years old, I may die, and then they calculate from now on to that time how many years they still have. And so every new year come, of course people celebrate New Year's, right? But I mean, in their heart, maybe you're worried about, wow, this one more year passed, and then one more year less, and closer to my death, like that, or the end of my life, right? So I'm just wondering where you are now. Are you feeling like your life is like shrinking and decreasing every day, or what's the way you may think like you could expand your life? And people are talking about the longevity, right? Of course, like they emphasize the healthy habits, all those health things, nutrition, good sleep habits, exercises. Or so many people are so into exercises, right? And control the weight, and monitor their health, all those data stuff. Use the new technologies, and all those researchers, scientists are doing research and innovations on find the ways, find the pills, right, to help people to live longer. That's like thousands of years ago. I know that in China, I came from China, right? Qing Dynasty, and thousands of years ago, all those like pioneers, they want to the empires, they want to live longer, right? Because they want their power, the authority, and everything like to last. The only thing they found that they could not be against is just like the lifespan. Like people die, right? Like during that time, thousands of years ago, it's just early death. People like live if they up to 50 years old or 60 years old. That's already longevity for them at that time. So all these emperors, they want to find that magical pills to help them live longer. And even nowadays, even the modern days, I still found quite some celebrities, famous people. They all are searching for the healthy ways, right? Either like exercises or some scientific and either neuros related technology or like biohack related technology, right? To help them like keto, all this kind of stuff, help them live longer. Everybody wants to live longer. But how many of you are thinking that your dreams could help you live longer? And not just physically, that time in a time measurement, right? Physical time live longer. But even in the same time, right? Even in the same time, make your life expand. I mean, the meaning, the feeling, the fulfillment, the enrichment, everything inside of the same time could be expanded. How great it would be that, for example, if you live to 100 years old or even 120 years old, right? But if you have the great dreams and you have the great motivation, you have the great life, and that could make you feel like you live the 300 years. Won't that be great? Compared with other mediocre people, they live maybe they live up to 100 years, but they feel like their life is so short and life is boring. Life is, by the way, if those people feel that way, they could not live up to 100, I would say. If people are pessimists, right, they feel not so optimistic about life. They do not feel meaning. They do not feel energetic. They do not feel excited or joyful, cheerful, positive about their life. I bet they couldn't live to 100 years old, right? Majority of that, because your energy, your mindset, and your spirituality, the whole state, like Tony Robbins said, the state, right, could decide how long you live as well. So majority of people, if they could live up to 100 years, but they feel life is boring, life is short, life is meaningless, life is just repeating. It's just routinely repeating every day, right? And then that life feels like when they die, when they get to their deathbed, it will feel just maybe they record their years, maybe just feel very short. And I'm wondering how many meaningful things they could record when they are on their deathbed, or Tony Robbins said, on their rocking chair. On their rocking chair. Now I just feel a pity, a majority senior people. They are just after retired, people think their life is almost finished, right? They are just living every day by day. Of course, enjoy some small pleasures. That's good, actually. Enjoy some small pleasure, but they are never thinking about anymore about their life's meaning, about what kind of values they could contribute to the society. And I know in China, for example, in China and in Japan, there's a big issue like all this kind of senior people, right? They all retire. And in the US, similarly, I think more and more people are getting, like the population is getting old. Like I said, the less birth ratio, but more and more people get to the senior age, they retire, worry about their money, and the majority of people did not plan well in advance proactively, right? They did not even have enough money to live a comfortable retirement life. No mention about any like meaningful things they want to contribute, right? So people are still struggling with their like illness and painfulness and painness and what like medical issues and money issue, all this kind of thing, right? So people during that age is almost like a trying to survive or like strive for some kind of a comfortable condition for the retirement. So you're not talking about, so that's like around 20 years averagely. 20 years, because people, if they retire around 65, right, here in the US, and now Social Security let you retire after 67 for the younger people. Anyways, around 65 to 67, right, and then majority of people, the average age before they die is around 86. Around 86, that's for women, like men is shorter. So that means only around 20, that's 20 years in the retirement. People are like at earlier ages, they may still have some like a health and some money to either travel, to do something they like, and after that they will struggle with their like medical issues or money issues, whatever, right? Or for some people maybe they have enough money, but it's like just like a casually spend their time, everyday routine, or do some little things. Seldom of them really like still keep doing what they love to do. Keep learning, expand themselves. Occasionally we hear some people like that, right? Those people live really longevity as well. Those are like a few senior people, they are still energetic, they're still keep learning and keep providing inspirations to other people, keep sharing, creating, even in their 80s or 90s, right? Year old. That's great. We hope we could get more such kind of positive examples. I myself, even though now I'm in my middle age, I definitely look forward to, not look forward to become older, right? But just looking forward one day, and when I become that old, like after 6 something, I will not retire. To me, to us entrepreneurs, if you are doing what you love to do, there's no retirement, right? Because you are not really working, because you're not working for other people. You are not just working for salary, working for payment, right? We're working for what we love to do. And so it's not like working. So that's why there's no retirement. We do not need to report to anybody to retire. So as long as you enjoy what you're doing, we can keep doing until we could not do, right? I just believe I'm doing this really for my passion and also for my call. And I know, just like Tony Robbins, right? We will work till the last day of our breath. So it's definitely a blessing. I feel like if you can find what you love to do and find your purpose, find your call, and the work will not become work anymore, right? So, and another thing I want to ask you is first I ask you if you feel like your life is shrinking, decreasing every day, or if your life could be expanded, right? If you feel like it's not expanding, that means you need to check your vision. You need to check your dreams. Do you still keep your dreams and also your visions refreshed every year? And now, by the way, it's still like January, right? Still like in China, people are still celebrating Lunar New Year. So that means you're still in the New Year, and in the New Year holidays, right? Almost. And do you have your, we will call like a dream list? Do you have your dream list? Do you have your vision board already been there? I have my dream board. I have my both dream list and also my vision board right beside me, colorful and also the black and white versions. And it's like every day I can see it. That's remind me. And every day, not just to say it, okay? Every day I do my morning and night meditation, abundance meditation. In the morning, especially morning, I will say my incantation, like Tony Robbins. He do his, for example, he do his priming and his incantation. I do my abundance meditation activation and do my incantation. In that incantation, you just repeat who you are, who I am, what, and your vision and your identity. You just keep let's say that affirming to yourself and repeating that to yourself, that incantation that help you to always stay aligned with your dreams and visions. Here I want to share some stories, not just mine. Okay, let me see some stories I recently I feel like especially inspired. A life, here one quote I just said: "A life without dreams is a life not worth living." Think and I don't know how many of you read this book, Think and Grow Rich. I hope you can see this. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. This is still like when he's young and handsome, right? He wrote this book when he was young, and he was encouraged by the mentor. Let me see. And he wrote, let me see how many people he interviewed. In this book, in collaboration with more than 500 distinguished men of great wealth. Wow. So he is by famous Andrew Carnegie. Yeah. Formula for money making. So he is inspired by Andrew Carnegie, and I'm not sure if my pronunciation is Carnegie. And he's also worked with 500 distinguished men with wealth, and he shared so many stories by the way, in his Think and Grow Rich. This is almost like a Bible for people in the coaching industry, in the personal development industry. And he listed so many great examples, those famous ones, those ones who created wealth, who also innovated so many great things. Those pioneers, those famous entrepreneurs, business owners, all of them share that he summarized what their shared attributes, right, and their qualities. And imagination is a big one. Their imagination is actually related to our dreams, right? Imagination, and that's his chapter 6. He summarized totally 15 chapters. In that number 6 is imagination. It talks about those dreams, talks about people's vision, and put from there, right? And they put into the strategic action and strategic plan, and also consistent, persistent actions, and till they really fulfill those dreams and vision. And another story about Avatar. How many of you watched the Avatar movies? And now, from the first one when was that? Beginning of it's around 2010, around that time, right? So 10 years ago, and I watched that movie, and that was so impressive, and I loved it so much. I had been looking forward to the next one. I did not expect that this next one took over 10 years, and finally, right? Who is the director? The director is James Cameron. This guy, initially he was not that kind of famous, right? But because of Avatar and also other Titanic, also he did quite a few great a masterpiece of a movie. And Avatar, the first Avatar was on land, right? It's like a forest, the land, this beautiful environment. And for the second one, he challenged himself, break through into a new realm. And during those time, he got his developed his passion into an ocean, and he started he's not just a director. He become almost like a scientist. He loved the diving, so he did quite a few years just to enjoy his passion and dive into ocean to explore different species and the things inside of it. And also he cooperates with other scientists and technicians to innovate quite some new technologies and equipment. And eventually he developed his ideas to take the Avatar 2 in the ocean. In the ocean, if you read all those reported stories about this behind the scene kind of story of Avatar 2, right? All those kind of innovations they did, and that's all based on the imagination initially, right? It's because they had that passion, had that imagination, and and also did all this kind of exploration adventures. And so that movie is not just only inspirations from nature, but also expanded based on nature, right? The nature is already, our nature, our universe is already magical. It's already like beyond our imagination. And now with the humans' imagination, think about how much they could create. So after second is another huge success as well. And it's really, oh, I did not wear my earphone. I hope you can hear me well. So it's really like a big let's say a big innovation, and also like a creation and an imagination and expansion. It's like really beyond people's initial imagination. So I would say that. So this is a great stories, like just one movie, right? You can expand so many people's almost like enrich our life and expand our life as well. You can think all these kind of things. For example, Think and Grow Rich, all those mindset, right? Or the mindset, the great thoughts, and the avatar from a movie, from arts, from a creation, from this part to inspire us. And think about now as many other stories. Let me see. I did put some notes for some good stories here. For example, right, the Apple initially, it's like for Steve Jobs, he went back to Apple to the next time, and then the first time his characters were not very aligned or like associated with other people. He was expelled out, but then later people found like his imagination so great, right? Of course, he changed his characters a little bit, and also like now get better to like with people, hang out with people. And now his creations, his imagination is really beyond majority normal people. And all this kind of Apple creative like colors, the designing things, and it's really like beyond that age, and now still like a pioneer, right? Apple beyond the people's like normal standards, and get our appreciation, get our kind of standards of life and technology and arts and beauty and all this kind of like things combined together. It's really like innovation in the technology world, because initially computer, everything, right, it's like so boring. Even the phone, everything is so boring, but Apple making it so rich and so colorful, right? And let's say Elon Musk also, his SpaceX, Tesla, everything, there's nothing similar existed before it. It's all because of his imagination and vision and even dreams, right? He said he's inspired by some like a child, when he was a child or teenager, read some books, scientific books, and those books inspired him to imagine, to have those vision, have the future, human's future. That's why he created like a SpaceX that's even like a really beyond anybody's imagination. Like nobody could really expect we could have like a how to say private companies to sponsor like this kind of innovation. Like before, people only think about the government is sponsored, or like the big national level of NASA. Could NASA do this kind of complicated stuff, right? Like a rocket, everything like sent to space. But now Elon Musk, with his imagination, with his dreams and visions, challenged this biggest, the most difficult zone, and become a success. And even now, NASA is cooperating with him because he's like simplified, and also like better ways, right? All these innovations save the budget as well and make it quicker, more efficient. And now NASA is using them as their provider. So how amazing that story, right? And Tesla as well. All these kind of new technologies, it's like keep breaking through existing norms and limitations. And just because they use all these imaginations, without the imagination, without dreams and visions, our human beings will always like be limited in our current. What the things is like acceptable or could be understood in the current era, right? So all these kind of cases is all because they have a great dreams and a big visions and have a wonderful imaginations, because they did not limit themselves. And those great minds, great people, innovators, and great technicians, they all use their dreams, visions. And sometimes people, they really like I remember they mentioned about the theta kind of status, and that's almost like you're sleepy, happy sleep, half sleepy, or what. They really get into that half real like a sleeping dream with the real life, that kind of status. And people sometimes get there We heard so many stories about scientists as well, right? During either a shower or they're during the dreams, because they are so obsessed with some questions, and during a real dreams, sleeping dreams, right, they get some breakthrough of what they want to do. So both real dream and also your daydreaming could really help you. And there's so many people we have so much self-judgment, right? Whenever we have some daydreaming, we'll say, oh, that does not make sense, and that's not possible, right? And maybe I could never do that. I'm not so good at that. I'm not so smart. All this kind of self-judgment, we kill our so many dreams in the first place, and we are our biggest judgment and also critics, right, in our life. But today I really want to encourage you that if you really want to live a meaningful and happy life, no matter how many years, right? Because not one, there's no guarantee. The only thing there's no guarantee is really how many years we could live, right? And the lifespan. Of course, we need to pay a lot of attention to our healthy habits to live as long as possible. But the more important is the quality. It's not just a quantity, right? It's not just how many years you could live. But more important is just even though you live the similar years, what's the quality you could live those years, and how you could expand these years. I mean, meaningfully expand, not just physically expand the life, right? Both. I want both. Of course, everybody wants both. You want to expand your lifespan, longevity. At the same time, you want to expand the meaning of your life, the quality of your life, the feeling, the happiness, the joy, the excitement, the passion, the jewels of the life, right? Even though we live the just similar time. Who wants that? Who wants that? So that's really today's, I want to emphasize and also share with you, our dreams, our visions, our imaginations can really help us expand our life. Expand it, especially from the deep meaning. Also expand our life with the values, with the quality we could own, and also with the contribution we could bring to this world. Right? So, and by the way, how could you do that? I also want to share with mine. This year, 2023, what would be your top 3 dreams? And we have a mastermind group. We've been sharing, last 2 weeks, we've been sharing with our members and some new members about our top 3 dreams about this year. Of course, you could have a long-term big dreams, but when we get to the year, there could be, you can break down your big dreams into some smaller ones, not specifically just goals, okay? It's still dreams. It's it's not boring goals, but it's really dreams. Some area could make you feel alive, make you feel joyful, cheerful, feel meaning, the richness, right? The richness, not just money, but really the wealth of life itself. Okay, then the creativity, the excitement, the passion from the everyday we live in. So we're not just thinking about by the end of the year, all right, or by the end of what time. We're thinking about every day, how you could live, have some a dream for this year, and you could into this journey, this within 1 year it will be shorter journey, and you could be more focused. So what will be your top 3 dreams to fulfill in 2023? And 2023, I would share mine first, okay? You could think about yours. I've been thinking about, I would definitely open myself, embrace love. Love is always the most important thing, right? Previous years, I feel previous a few years, I've been in my marriage, I've separated, I've been a little bit limiting myself, and also put my, it's shifting my focus always in work, instead of thinking about love still the most important thing, right? And I just attended the Become Unshakable with Tony Robbins, the whole community, the live challenge for 5 days, and that helped me also rethink about love is truly the most important thing in our life. No matter how successful we could become in our work, in our business, right? There's nothing could replace the position of love and that kind of a fulfillment inside of our, and the joy and the happiness right inside of our life. So that's why this year I will definitely open myself to love, to write down what kind of love I want to attract, and more importantly is what kind of person I want to become, so that I could attract that kind of a love. So I just found that exactly the thing I wrote for the ideal person I want to attract in my life, the qualities. And when I write what kind of person I want to become, I just found exactly the same. What kind of qualities I want to own, what kind of values I want to own, right? What kind of, the things I want to create, the qualities I want to create in my life, exactly the same, matching the person, the love I want to attract. So that's my focus now this year. Help myself, cultivate myself, create myself into that person. I'm creating and recreating myself this spring, and always creating a new spring to become the best version I could become, to become the ideal love I want to attract. So because only that you could match, and you could really deserve it, and you can really, that kind of energy can really match it, right? So that's the first one. That's the love, always the number one. And the second is for the wealth part, for the money part as well, right? It's like really the how to manage better of my finance and expand my wealth, and especially I develop my coaching business, and also have a financial business, developing it, and put more focus and strategic work and consistent work into it to really double my results. And also the community part, I want to really develop a great community like our Abundant Entrepreneurs right here, right? Abundant Entrepreneurs. We have both on Facebook and also LinkedIn. And we have every Monday, Momentum Monday, to gather together. And every week we also have Thursday live events as well. And almost every day I've been sharing great inspirations. And by the way, we are celebrating on LinkedIn my newsletter, like weekly newsletter. It's called Abundant Entrepreneurs Impact. Now has over, like just a few months, had over 1,000 subscribers already for the newsletter. So definitely your consistency will pay off. Okay, so that's my let's see, this year so many dreams, but my top three is really love, wealth, and the freedom from my mindset to my time schedules. I will really put more like time, become the best, become the master more and more. I know like now I'm already very good at my calendar, Google Calendar, and I just want to more have this kind of freedom, and how I master time even more, and even bend the time. Like Edmund said, bend the time, and you want to sometimes slow down, right? Sometimes I work very hard and I forgot the time, and sometimes every day I can create that kind of slow down time to be fully present, to fully enjoy this moment. That's also part of the expand your life, okay? Even with the same short of time, for example, the same 24 hours for everybody. But if you can sometimes slow down and be fully present, and more, right, present, the longer you will feel that day. That's a trick, and also the secret to really bend your time. Okay, even though you are living the same 24 hours, but you could feel that eternity, infinity by yourself. Compared with majority other mediocre people, they could not feel that. Every day they're super busy, and every day just pass, and quite soon they get to the end. Now it's January, they will get to the end of 2023 quickly. But if you live every day, you bend the time, slow down, be fully present, focus on the time and feel it, and also align yourself with your dreams, with your vision, and every day focus on the current moment, and you will feel like the whole day, if you keep repeating this kind of habits every day, the whole life will be totally worth living, right? The whole year will feel like expanded. Like Adam has been doing like almost like every year like a four, we call quarter, to him it will be like a year. He's shortened every year to be like almost like 4 years, 4 quarters, right? 4 years, every 90 days they measure. And he said the more successful people, they have a shorter years, and some of them are measuring maybe by monthly, some of them maybe by weekly, right? So like the shorter and shorter, but you make every part of the time count. And that means that you can, other people live like, for example, 1 year, you look like you already lived 3, 4, and even more years, right? So that's a meaning of really expand your life and the quality and the values. And now, and also I'm thinking about my roles, all my roles, and as a, not just a coach, right? I'm a coach, and also I'm a mom, I'm a daughter, so I want to fulfill my role in those roles as well. And this summer I'm planning to go back to China. Finally, they are opening up, and thank God, that now it's now most of the countries in this world are now almost like equally and could be free and open to each other. And I hope that we would come back to China, visit my parents, and I'm planning for some like itinerary for traveling, some exciting route. It's like a silk road route, right? I'm planning. My mom is 70 this year, will be 77, so I definitely want this year make a big difference, make some very impressive and memorable experience with her, and with her and her grandkids, right? And also my sister maybe as well. And also as a mom, in this year my son's critical year, prepare for his college, and college tests and college application, and I as his private coach, right, private mentor, and how I could best support him to find out his dreams and his vision. And even though it's still unclear, right, he's only 16 years old, but how I could support him and also his younger sister, 14 years old, help them expand their imagination, dreams, and vision, that get them to prepare them for the person that God wants them to become, and become the valuable person that they could contribute to this world. So that's another two of my big roles, in addition to me as a coach, as a like a thought leader, as a like a mentor to help many other entrepreneurs. So those are top three for me for this year to fulfill. And I'm so grateful through all these 14 years, after the first 13 years of in the corporate, including working in a Fortune 100 company as a performance director, I've been now in the coaching, in entrepreneurship for 14 years, since 2009, the last financial crisis. So this feels such a blessing from the initially like not so confident of a coach, right? It's just like a newbie, but it's with a super passion, right? And a lot of challenges, many ups and downs, many like tears as well, and frustrations and explorations, and overnight working, all this kind of thing, right? And gradually become and better until now I become like rated as a top 15 coaches in New York in 2023, and also published my book, become the bestseller on Amazon, and then also become the highlighted and also featured speaker on NASDAQ and Harvard clubs. And all these journeys till today, I just feel like because of all these dreams and visions, and it's not just a static, it keeps expanding every year. But for example, every year by the end of a year, I will review, not just the first time, right? But it's like a big time to review my vision, my dreams, and keep it updated. I remember my first vision board I created is 2012. I still, Carl Pona, how are you? Welcome to join us live. And I created my first digital version of my vision board. I still saved it in my laptop, and sometimes I share with my students. And then after a few years, right, I went through all this kind of a darkness tunnel and ups and downs and all those like a very desperate situation. And after that, after I bounced back into abundance state and reclaimed myself, my identity as the abundance coach, as the thought leader, and I recreated my vision board. And then since 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, those 4 years, and every year I kept updating my vision board. And so now I have my new ones. I also have my dream list, over 32 dream lists there. And also I'm teaching our students on the dreams and vision board. And we teach even far away students like from Europe, from Germany, from South Asia, like Cambodia, all the students from teenagers to adults and to entrepreneurs, right? All these different levels of, and in China as well, all the different, and in the US, like worldwide students, and all of them are creating their, reignited their fire, their fuel, their dreams, and they are creating their dream list and then their vision board. And now, because of that vision board, those colorful things, they're hanging on their wall and watching it every day. Now they're thinking about how their life will become that person, and I'm helping them to reorient every day their thinking, their actions towards that target. So that's why it's so helpful. And we heard so many great stories from our clients, from our students, and their feedback say now they found that direction. This is like their North Star, right? I would call that vision is the blueprint God created for you. And so many of you say, oh, life is so many uncertainties. You don't know where to go. And so many people, even after their middle age or even like a senior ages, some of them are still not sure where they should go, what they should focus on. That's because they are lacking of that dreams and vision, that clarified dreams and vision to lead them. So that's why I would encourage all of you. And by the way, I have an invitation for you this Thursday. We have our dreams and vision board workshop. I would encourage you, wherever you are in this world, encourage you to join us. It's at 1 p.m. Eastern time. If the time is not working for you, direct message me, okay? Let me know that we could arrange some good time for you to make it happen. Because our mission, that's really our purpose here, and our movement is abundance of all. And our mission is really nobody left without a beautiful and a passionate purpose and also a vision. Nobody left out. We want to help everybody on this earth. Everybody. Okay, before we go to Mars. Everybody on this earth, 80 billion people. We want to have the ripple effect. We want to empower our leaders. If you are a called leader, I want to help you to clarify your dreams and your vision and create your vision board. So many of you, all vision board is just like it's just like some fancy house, some fancy dress, some fancy like tourism things like that. It's not. The vision board is really, we align that, help you align it, get clarity with your dream list first. What's the most meaningful for you? And then create your vision board. So it's not just a fancy materials, but it's true meaning, the direction of your life, the blueprint of your life. We even summarize the seven great formulas, how to create different formats, okay, to create your great vision board. That will really guide you through your life journey. Okay, it's not just any just some fancy materials, okay, but of course you could create those, but more is a meaningful direction of your life, what kind of person you will become, and what kind of role you will play, and what kind of identity you will claim. And that will really help you live every day with a clear direction, with a great focus, with a wonderful, inspiring vision and a dream that could keep you every day, that motivation and also momentum. Because that's the key. Majority of people lose what? They said, oh, I have a dream, but they are not practicing it. They are not aligned with it every day. So that's a secret. Majority of people fail on this journey, because the journey is like every day, 365 days a year. And if you live up to like 100 years, or let's say just 80 something or 90 something, they have dozens of years, right, for you to strive for, and count out how many days you have. Majority of people lose on this journey, every day parade, like every day patrol, every day reading, in like moving forward. So many people fall down on this daily journey. So that's where we want to help you to create that clarified and passionate and meaningful, purposeful dream and also vision board that will guide you through everyday challenges until you really claim that victory and also abundance and fulfillment of your life. So I will share that link under our video after I finish this, and we'll welcome you. We will look forward to seeing you inside of our workshop, okay, Dreams and Vision Board workshop. From there, you will get your vision board, you will clarify your dreams, and you will become unstoppable, okay? And everybody, we'll look forward to seeing you soon, and enjoy this Momentum Monday and every day, okay? This is just the start of the week. We hope you will keep this momentum, will create your vision and dreams, and also keep yourself motivated and keep the momentum every day, every moment, so that you will really become unstoppable and create a life, the beautiful fulfillment life that you truly want, and also make that impact you are called to do. All right, everyone, see you next time. Take good care. Okay, bye-bye.